All right, man. Let's talk about the Lions yesterday getting a big win getting a big win in New York. 2 wins at Metlife this season. One versus the Giants, who won last night versus the Commanders, who are now 8-5-1, and one versus the New York Jets. I know they didn't have Quentin Williams and Mike White, but Zach Wilson was the future, and Zach Wilson flashed yesterday. I think he had that one really bad pick. Like they was in I don't know, maybe cover 4, cover 2, or something like that. I don't know what he was honestly looking at throwing that pick, and then we'll talk about some playoff implications and stuff of that nature. So make sure you thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. In addition to that, you can check out the podcast. All that's inside the link tree. It's the first link in the description. Go to links on Spotify and Anchor. The more people we get listening on Spotify and Anchor, the faster I can, get other podcasts, platforms on there. So I got to do a better job of being more consistent on the podcast. But yeah, man, I was, I went out of town yesterday for a minute. So I was kind of watching the game on the road a little bit. So, and one thing I noticed, obviously, the goal line stuff, I missed that part, but I went back and watched it. The goal line stuff. I think if we on the road, man, we got an opportunity on the first drive to, get points. I think we should take it, no matter if it's at the 4th and 1, 4th and inches. I think when you're on the road, you got to take every point you can get, especially the kicker kind of sketchy. I think a lot of people, are not in favor of really drafting Jake Moody out of Michigan. I know Prater missed some kicks here and there, but Prater was money. You know what I'm saying? And, this Badley dude, I forget who was a kicker before him. So, excuse my ignorance there. But he's solid, but man, he kind of cost us the Buffalo game too. If we being honest, he kind of cost us the Buffalo game. So yeah, he kind of cost us the Buffalo game, man, and could have cost us the game yesterday if Greg Zuerlein, would have made that kick. So we be needing them kicks from him. We really do. We be needing them kicks, dude. But yeah, we get a chance, take the points. Take the points. I think that's that's where I'm at with it. Take the points. We even though we close, but the Jets got a good defense. I seen somebody, I ain't gonna say his name. I seen somebody complaining about the game on Twitter saying that, our still not sold. And man, the Jets is a good football team, bro. Literally. The Jets are a really, really good football team. The defense is real. Even without Quentin Williams, C.J. Mosley, D.J. Reed, he crying about Jameson Williams pushed off. Jared Goff flat out missed him. That's the kind of big problem we got with Jared Goff on the road. He only got 2 touchdowns on the road. You know what I'm saying? Well, 3 now that Brock Wright did that, but right now, just going outdoors for him right now, I don't know what it is, but he didn't turn the ball over, so that's what we can't complain. But I think people kind of was like, But Jared Goff going outdoors, I don't know. So I don't know what they can do to make him more comfortable going outdoors and throwing the football. I know his hand size has been a complaint. Here's some Steelers fans complaining about what's the dude's name, hand size. Kenny Pickett's hands, and at the end of the day, Goff, they got a day. I don't know what else they really could have done yesterday. Offensively, he underthrew Jameson Williams. That's the 3 major plays that made it close. Underthrew major Jameson Williams. And the thing about that throw, he had an opportunity to step into that throw. It wasn't no pass rush. He kind of moved out the pocket a little bit. He had him wide open. That was a wide open throw, bro. And he underthrew him. Even on the touchdown in which he threw it to Jameson Williams versus the Minnesota Vikings, he underthrew him on that touchdown too. Yeah, he underthrew him. He underthrew him on that touchdown as well too. Jameson Williams had to wait for that ball. And I understand, they ain't had a lot of times to throw to each other with him and his leg injury, but yeah, he underthrew him. He underthrew him on that too. I mean, all you had, man, I don't understand. I get it. I definitely get it. It take time to build that chemistry, but he underthrew him bad on that touchdown that should have been on DJ Reed. He underthrew him very, very badly. That was supposed to be 6. So, but we on the road, man. I don't understand. You feel that it's a strength that we can run the football, but Jamal Williams, I think he a little beat up. He don't have the burst that he has earlier this season, man. And then you watch DeAndre Swift run the football. He just ain't tough right now. I think he's still injured. I don't think he's tough enough right now. I don't think he's running with enough authority. You see what I'm saying? He getting arm tackled, he getting shoestring tackled. He like to go side to side like he Barry Sanders, but he ain't Barry Sanders. Hate to break it to him, but you're not Barry Sanders. He need to run a lot more tougher. And he just I don't understand, got an ankle on the shoulder, but he ain't running with enough toughness for my liking. He ain't running with enough toughness. He dropping the ball, worried about getting hit. And to me, he need to be a lot tougher. And running back got to be the priority. I think Jamal Williams only can go so far. He's scrapping out there, but you could tell he tired. He kind of beat up, tired. I think they activated Reynolds yesterday, Justin Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So Reynolds might get him a fresher back in there, just to kind of get them through a couple weeks, and then, you let Jamal do what he do. But DeAndre Swift, he can't handle the grind, bro. He can't handle the grind. If this season don't tell you that more than any other season, ain't nothing I can tell you. But the Jets front seven is for real, with or without Quentin Williams. They're a football team that they brought a lot of guys over from San Francisco to teach the system. Something that Matt Patricia tried to do, and they couldn't really do it. But Rob Salah's doing it, with success. That's what he's doing. He's doing it with a tremendous amount of success. And like I said before, ain't nothing to hang your hat, man. They play everybody tough. I mean, you go through the Jets schedule real quick. You go through the Jets schedule. I mean, look. Early in the season, they lost 24-9 to the Ravens, held them under 25 points. The Browns, 30-31. That was a shootout, though, with Joe Flacco at quarterback. The Bengals, 27-12. But then, they had the Steelers, beat the Dolphins. Beat the shit out the Dolphins. I don't even remember that game. Packers went on the road and beat them. The Broncos held the Patriots to under 25. Held Buffalo under 25. Held the Patriots under 25 again. Beat the Bears. Held the Vikings and they pop part office under 30. Held the Bills under 25. Held us under 25. So the defense is good, bro. The defense is legit. And offensively, Garrett Wilson gave us everything we wanted yesterday and some. We got some issues on the back end. I mean, obviously they got to be addressed in the offseason. I don't know what corners coming out, but I think you got so much youth in the back end of that defense. I think a really good veteran cornerback there will be like the ticket. What's up, Dwayne? I see you. Tomball. I ain't let nobody come on today, bro. I'm trying to get in and get out. Ricky, salute. They show how physical of a football team the Lions are. Non-physical teams don't get that win. Michael, I agree. You just need to find a quarterback. I think Wilson flashed yesterday. Some of the throws he made in the cold, bro, Goff couldn't make. I think he made the bad interception. I don't know what that was about. You gotta talk to him about that. But you see the arm talent, you see the mobility. Sometimes you gotta wait. Look how people close the book on Geno Smith so fast. He got the talent. Just can he pick up on coverages? Can he read defense? But you might be right. They might need to find a quarterback now. They got a team that can win right now. So, you know, Khalib said Houston the only rookie with sack in their first 4 games in 22 years. Yeah, credit to him, but he coming in fresh. You know, he was on a practice squad. We coming in fresh, so ain't no scout film on him, and he ain't as beat up as everybody else neither. So he kind of got a head start, but most people don't know who he is neither. So start off at Florida, got in some trouble, I think. Credit card scam or something. But he a problem. We ain't lying about that. You know, no Charles Harris. Romeo Core got his first sack yesterday. Just being back. So the only issue defensively is, probably a veteran corner, an interior lineman, and linebacker. You know, JaVale Jamal needs a break. I don't think he doesn't have a lot of burst left after all the attempts he got in this season. I mean, yep. Goff def underestimated. No, I don't think he underestimated. He don't have enough arm to get it out there. I don't think he got enough arm. He might be right. I don't think he had enough arm in that cold. Definitely on Roman Coyle. That was a very nice performance by him. Actually, Kayvon Kimball though took over Sunday Night Football too. No, but they robbed the Commanders though. But it is what it is. I'll tell you what's going on. We should target Gilmore. No, he playing well though. I don't know who all out there though. I can't tell you. I like Gilmore though. I believe Lions have allowed 67 rushing yards these past 2 weeks. That's insane. Yeah, that Zavon Knight kid been running the ball pretty well. But that's what you got to do when you go on the road, bro. You got to stop the run. You can't turn the football over. The recipe to winning football games, winning championships: run the ball, stop the run, don't turn the ball over. That's the recipe. It's no secret. But Khalif Raymond with the big pick punt return, gotta give it to them. I mean, I guess if you kick that field goal, you don't get that punt return from Khalif Raymond. So they're still end up getting 7 off the situation. But I think people, act like the Jets ain't a good football team. That's a good football team. They better than the Giants, in my opinion. Yeah, man. That's a stout football team in the trenches. Next step for them is, getting better in the offensive line. He said, bro, what exactly do we need to make the playoffs simple? Yeah, just you got to win out. At this point, I'll get to it. I mean, that tie with the Commanders and Giants kind of hurt. I'm saying it'd have been a lot easier if the Commanders and Giants, somebody would have became the victor in that first game. Lions do what CJ do live mid-season. I just don't be having time, bro. As simple as that. This team is turning into a juggernaut before our eyes because they're running the football and stopping the run. And that's what happens when you build the trenches. That shit travel. And Goff ain't turning the ball over. Anytime you go on the road, you can't turn the ball over. The Viking fan, I ain't see that game, but I don't know how you up 33 points and lose. Matt Ryan, trash. Probably all of these peanuts, bro. Out there at Ashley, Michigan, you motherfuckers good, bro. Caramel roasted pecans. I should have got like 10 bags of these. I'm going to email her and give me some more. But I mean, they ran the ball good enough yesterday, but Jets a tough team. Tough team. I ain't like how the defense was letting Garrett Wilson get off like that, though. I think he had 4 catches. And he had 4 deep catches. They let CJ Uzama. He was with the Bengals last year. He had 7 touchdowns last year. He ain't doing much this year, but They let him come on that. What was that, a deep crossing route or whatever it was, a post? I don't know what it was. He outran the coverage, and then Garrett Wilson got that deep pass that turned into a touchdown to Uzama, touchdown to the one he scored on the goal line. Will Harris still out there. I'm like, what the hell Will Harris still out there at corner for? Will Harris still out there at corner getting cooked. Will Harris still out there getting cooked at corner. I'm like, what the hell Will Harris still doing out there? He out there corner one-on-one. And Garrett Wilson, he pass interference Garrett Wilson and still catch the ball. Now, come on, Will. Come on, Will. What is Will doing out there? Amani Raria, he just terrible this year, but I think it's part of the back injury. And maybe he want to get out of Detroit and go get his contract. Who knows? But people acting like the Jets, this one gonna be no tough win. I told you, I put Zach Wilson, he in there playing for his football career. The last quarterback they gave up on faster than him was Josh Rosen in Arizona, and Josh Rosen still ain't been able to get back on track. And Josh Rosen still ain't been able to get back on track. He still ain't been able to get back on track. So that's something really, really kind of think about. Like, and he well off. A lot of people don't know that his uncle owns JetBlue. Yeah, his uncle owns JetBlue, the airline. So that was kind of a concern coming out of the draft for Zach Wilson. As was he a spoiled brat or not? But the thing about it is, in college, his teammates loved him. They would run through a wall for him. So, like I said, I know the Jets fans don't have a lot of patience. Like we don't have a lot of patience. And they tried to go out there and get Tyreek Hill in the offseason, which they don't need him. You got Elijah Moore, you got Garrett Wilson. What's the other kid's name? I got another kid out there too. Not Denzel Mims. I think this might be Denzel Mims. They got some guys out there. I think Elijah Moore wanted to get traded, but I think for them, they might be trying to go after Lamar Jackson. It's a big media market for Lamar. Lamar's a Miami boy, but I don't think they're gonna part ways with Tua anytime soon. And then New York would be a good market for Lamar. They trying to win now, So, like I said, why wouldn't you go out there trying to get Tyreek Hill all that money? Go out there, give it to Lamar Jackson. You're gonna sell them jerseys right back. Obviously, there's some things that has to be done on the offensive side of the line for them. So, excuse me, it's gonna have to be some things on the offensive line for the Jets. But I heard somebody in my comments said, "Well, Lamar ain't coming to Detroit. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't Lamar come to Detroit? Just this is a hypothetical. Only thing that would stop you coming from New York on the field is just the offensive line. Is they lost my man's from Louisville, I believe, back time, whatever. He'll be back next year. That's about it. That's one thing you don't like about him is the line. That's it. Other than that, you got a hell of a coach. But you look at Detroit, it's nothing not to like. You living in Baltimore. It's pretty much the same. You ain't as off the water as you were, and you ain't gonna get the great seafood and shit like that. We got Old Bay too. But you got a good offensive line, you got some good backs, probably add some more, the defense and transition. I think it's a no-brainer from New York or Detroit if you being real. And talk about Jared Goff yesterday. There's some limitations going on the road and going outdoors. There's limitations. You got them small hands. I mean, Stafford didn't play too well outdoors neither, though. To be real, I mean that game versus Matt Flynn, you know. So I think that's something that the Lions, you know, if you live in Pittsburgh, you live in Cleveland, you live in New York, you know, that's something you put emphasis on. But you Lions, you gotta go to Chicago, you gotta go to Green Bay, you might have to go to Philly, you might have to, you know what I'm saying? Go to Seattle where it's raining. You know what I'm saying? And I think Detroit, I mean, I think, you know, I think his hand size, you know, is an issue. It still is an issue when you go outdoor. Remember in Green Bay, was it week 2 last season, the Trey Flowers game where they kept calling holding or whatever it was, you know, and he was balling in the first half in Green Bay, and then he started slipping, you know, he started slipping when it started raining, you know, and he just couldn't throw the football no more. He struggled. So that's something to think about, bro. Just because you in the dome, you want to have the flexibility to go outdoors. You want to have that flexibility. And right now, Jared Goff showed yesterday, outdoors is still an issue. It's still an issue. We should have drafted Maisie from Michigan in the secondary. He a dog. Where you playing at? He said the Colts defense, special teams did all the scoring. Oh, that's what it was. I ain't watching. Y'all got the Bears who lost the Jets. I mean the Carolina Panthers. They lost to the Steelers. They're a dangerous football team. Going outdoors again. He said the team that have been looking good have not used their bench to see what they really have. This Lion team is exposing on that. He said Will Harris almost lost us the game. That dude trash. You ain't lying, dude. He said, what do you think we should draft in the first? Still premature. It's still premature. I don't think, you know, too much. I don't think we kind of looking at that. I still think interior line, linebacker, running back, quarterback. I think those kind of, and maybe a right guard. I think I go veteran at corner, veteran at right guard. If I don't have an answer on the team, and then, you know, young, you always go young with running back. Never, you know, pick out the free agent pool for them unless the price is right. So I think I stick with the receiving core going into next year. You know, I stick with the tight ends. You know, interior lineman and quarterback, running back. I think them the three you attack in the draft. But hey, you got a corner you really like that fall to you. Got a guard that can play tackle you really like fall to you. You know, Jake Moody, the kicker. You know, somewhere down the line in the draft. I mean, you know, I think you consider it best player available. But I think the biggest issue with this team is an interior pass rusher, interior lineman that can stop the run and and rush the passer. So I think somebody like that Carter kid from Georgia here, you know, who was it? Todd McShay or somebody got killed. Mel Kiper was talking about his character. Yeah, go ahead and run his fucking stock down for us. Please do. Please drive his stock down so he can go to us. But I mean, I'm not banking on Levon and Zorky next year. I'm not banking on that. If I get my hands on that Carter kid, I'm with it. You know. So that's kind of, you know, kind of how I'm looking at it. But, you know, things can change. You know, they got a lot of pass rushers on the edge now. You know, but hey, if you get somebody like Will Anderson fall to you, what was his name? Will Anderson, I ain't gotta take him. Y'all head in the right direction. Y'all receiving core is legit. Amani doesn't even see the field terrible, man. See him. I know he had a back injury over the season, but he's been off the injury report. The injury report lie. He might be playing like that on purpose, bro. Get the hell out so he ain't got to get tagged. Okuda was getting burnt like line wire out there last night. Yeah. Ohio State thing, but I don't think he 100% either. Nobody 100% at this point, but I don't think he 100%. I think that illness still running through the team too. You guys, that's something else you got to think about. That illness running through the team. So yeah, that illness running through the team still. So I think that's something that people got to look at too. That illness ain't no joke. That bug been going around that team for a few weeks now. So our secondary ain't been playing with the same level of confidence as the Jags game. He said you don't have to play good when your uncle on an airline. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that's in the back of his head, but I think he want to be a successful football player. Nobody want to be on the Johnny Manziel list. Let's keep it real. Nobody want to be on the Johnny Manziel list. You know? And I was concerned about Zach Wilson coming out. This his teammates love him, so I don't know, man. You know, he made some great throws yesterday too. Nobody talk about. He outplayed golf other than the turnover. He did. The way that ball was coming out of his hand yesterday, he had no struggle letting that ball fly yesterday. It was no struggle in him throwing the football yesterday. You know, he threw it in the cold like it was a 80-degree day with no wind. So, C-Bell, what's going on? He said, who the fuck drafted player to be on special teams? Hell yeah, man. You see the kicker? Shit, man. You know, we probably could have won the Buffalo game had he made the damn kick. Are you talking about Will Harris? Or you talking about the kid? I'll take Jake Moody. I don't know about the first round, but shit. You think about it, shit, some kickers important, dog. Shit, them kickers important. Cause shit, man, that's the difference between us. You probably winning the Buffalo game. That's probably some other games that just elude my mind, but you know, but I'll tell y'all, if you on the road and you got an opportunity to score, you take them points. But then again, it still worked out for them, you know, because they got the touchdown for Khalif Raymond on the punt return. But on the road, you take them points. I remember we used to have a saying playing Madden when I was in college. He said, if you up, you go for the pick. If you down, you go for the SWAT. That was the saying. Yeah, that was the saying in the dorm room. If you up, go for the pick. If you down, go for the SWAT. We need a future quarterback, and it don't have to happen in the first round. You know, but I mean, there's some options there. I mean, and guys gonna rise and guys gonna fall. You know, that Will Levis dude, he got an arm. I mean, you got Lamar. You might have Jameis out there. You might have Andy back out there. Shit, Dak. They might put Dak ass out on the street. But I mean, we see how these quarterbacks go. I mean, Trey Lance might be available. So, you know, you let him heal and develop behind Jared Goff. But I do think I'm kind of, you know, leaning to what Alex been saying. We need somebody that's mobile. I just think at this point we need somebody that's mobile. I'm cool sticking with Goff next year. You sit the kid from Florida behind Goff for a second. I'm definitely cool with that. You probably need about a year or two. And I said the same thing the 49er fans about the Trey Lance. I did a lot of film study on Trey Lance. And I truly believed he need about I truly believe watching this film, he need about a year or two, sit behind Garoppolo. You know, it ain't that he a bad player or nothing like that, but it was some things in this game that just needed to be, you know, taught. That's it. You know, so but yeah, I take Trey Lance. Yep. Come off a leg injury, sit him a year. I mean, shit, Kyler Murray might be available. They might go quarterback. I don't know how y'all feel about him coming off that leg injury. It's gonna be crazy. Shout out to Benjamin Photo. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy coming off that leg injury. He said we gotta make the playoffs in order to attract free agent. You really ain't looking for free agency in either this way anyway. With the amount of picks that the Lions got, you really could just keep the young trend. I don't think you gotta make the playoffs to attract free agents at all. You just gotta pay them. That's it. So no, I don't think that's the case. I think people want to play with Dan Campbell. I think you see in the media his energy is infectious. I would hear about Lamar liking all these tweets and shit. Come on. Look at the position they putting their quarterback in, thanks to Ben Johnson. Other Lions might go for quarter, but they might. But I just think Brad Holmes married to Jared Goff. A lot of these dudes, when they got a semi-good quarterback, or he playing semi-good for right now, they keep him. Look at Blake Bortles in Jacksonville years ago. You know, he almost had them on the cusp of to the Super Bowl. He lost that Super Bowl. They had a lead on the Patriots. They paid him. So when you got a semi-good quarterback, you know, like the Lions got, they gonna keep Jared Goff. That's Brad Holmes' boy. They're not gonna go for the future quarterback. Jared Goff is your quarterback for the here and the future. Let's be real. Come on. They're gonna build around Jared Goff. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. I can tell you what they should do all day, but they ain't gonna do it. The season will be great for free agency next season. People want to play for Campbell. I don't think you need to dip in free agency too much anyway. Well, what you really need, maybe a veteran cornerback. That's it. You don't need much. You know, got a lot of young, good players. Keep the young thing going. You got a tremendous amount of picks next year. Don't really need to dip in free agency a lot. Trust and believe me. Usually NFL free agents already broke down anyway. Now, many players want to play for Campbell, even if we don't make the playoffs. True, but then again, you don't need free agents. You find guys like James Houston. You find guys like John Kaminsky. You know what I'm saying? Finding guys like Malcolm Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? You really probably just need to get a corner, and that's it. Anderson or Murray, y'all would take one of them if Carter not available. He said James Houston has foul sex with the him. I'm surprised. He did start off at Florida. Have fun around here. I got to get back to work. Yeah, shout out to Dwayne. Devon was drafted to be a good wide receiver. His return ability was just a plus, and he was drafted in the second round. Free agents want to play with other ballers for teams where the brand wouldn't diminish. If we make the playoff, I don't think that matters, bro. I keep telling you, it don't matter. Don't need free agency. Trust me. Don't need them. You know, who won free agency last year? I can't remember. I'll definitely take a kicker. I might Jake Moody. I might second round. You got 2 seconds this year. I mean, depends. I think we diminished the impact of kickers. But Jesus Christ, if old boy, you know, maybe he get better. Jared Goff doesn't need to be replaced. To be honest, Goff faced any other team in the Super Bowl, he would, man, dude, that's Sean McVay. That's Sean McVay. It wasn't like Jared. We gotta remember before Sean McVay got there, that nigga was just like Zach Wilson. He was 1 foot out. He was 1.5 foot out the league till Sean McVay got there. People forget that. Now Ben Johnson looking like the new Sean McVay out there, but I don't want to give him too much publicity and then get rid of him. Yeah, these pocket passes ain't the wave no more. You need a quarterback that can escape the pocket and pick up. That's pretty much what it's coming to. But you know, he got a good offensive line in Detroit. He throwing it though. When we go outdoors, it become a problem. But Drew Brees managed. He didn't have the biggest arm going outdoors. Jared Goff got a bigger arm than Drew Brees, but you know, Drew Brees had the surgery and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Goff getting the job done. You know, you got to just run the ball and make a couple throws. But if I had a chance to give Lamar Jackson, I'm going for it. I mean, on both sides of the coin, it's a lot of money involved for the business side, and winning. I mean, right then and there, you become out. But like I said, I like the kid from Florida a lot. I mean, how quickly can you refine his skills? I don't think it's a rush. I don't think it's a rush to refine the skills, honestly. I don't think it's a rush. So Jared Goff has bought you enough time to I think he bought you enough time, quite frankly, in my opinion, I think he bought you enough time to take your time to get a quarterback. But with the kid from Florida there, I mean, I believe you got to take him, quite frankly, at some point in the draft, especially the second round. Just let him, do his thing, learn, and take his time. And if Goff still playing at a high level, you put him out there in free agency, showcase him and flip him for some nice draft compensation. That's how you do that. That's exactly how you do it. But I ain't worried about no free agency, though. They got so many draft picks, bro. You don't need free agents at all. You might need a veteran corner. That's really it. As far as the top guys, and then you just fill out the rest of your roster. But yeah, man, most time free agents don't work out. Remember when the Saints got Jarius Bird from Buffalo? Off free agency, that motherfucker do nothing when he got to New Orleans, bro. That dude did absolutely jack squat crap in New Orleans. You damn sure don't pick no running back out of free agency neither. It got to be for it got to be for the right price. It got to be for the right price. You take a running back. Trust and believe me. It gotta be the perfect price. Why would I go out there and people finding Damian Pierce and Xavier Knight out there? You know what I'm saying? That's wild. Like, hell no, I'm about to go pay for Josh, what's the kid name? Jacobs. I like him, but no, I ain't about to go out there and pay for Saquon Barkley. Come on, man. When I can go into the free agent draft pool, the draft free agent pool, and find a nice running back. Running backs like great guard play in college basketball. It's everywhere. There's great guards in Division II. There's great guards in everywhere. There's great guards on the street. I think Steve Francis never played. He only played like one high school basketball game or something like that. You go look up Steve Francis' story. Because I don't want to lie. I think he played like a few college basketball games. One of the craziest. I think he ended up playing a season of college basketball at Maryland after community college. Ended up being a lottery pick. Crazy story. You go look up Steve Francis' story, bro. I mean, Steve Francis would probably be a top 5 player today. He probably be a top 5 player. Like today was his generation of guards. But it's crazy story about Steve Francis, dude. Used to love him and Catino Mobley. I met Catino Mobley at the Big 3 in Detroit. So let's go build this team the right way, as cheap as possible. Any top free agent that won't come to Detroit because of Dan Campbell, D-line, DB, pickup linebacker. And I'll probably go young at linebacker. Keep Antonio around for a year. Let him learn behind or with Antonio at the middle. Then you replace him. Yeah, I'll probably go young at linebacker. I mean, I guess you could go veteran. But I just think we ain't had no great linebacker in a long time. I like the young guy, but they take a couple of years to develop. That is true. You probably was stuck for Anna's only for a year or two. They take a minute to develop, So Stafford Rams wouldn't have lost the Super Bowl. No, they probably would beat the fucking Patriots. That's a totally different team, though. Because you got to remember, too, Todd Gurley was injured in that run. He basically made that run without a healthy Todd Gurley. You got to think, I had Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp. He wasn't Cooper Kupp, y'all. I don't even know if he was on that team. So that's that Ram team pretty much would have beat anybody, damn near. Hendon Hooker with the third rate. I like Hendon Hooker, but he older, coming off the ACL injury. Only issue is probably his age. Design say free agency for veteran guys to young players unless golf is good enough. I mean, shit, Brockers golf. That'd be all right. Shit, them motherfuckers veteran. They got enough veteran players on the roster between the coaching staff. Deuce, Glenn, Campbell. Shit, they're your vets right there. But you always gonna need, so I'm talking about top free agents. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm saying, like top free agents. So if they played against the Patriots, man, Matthew Stafford then would have fucked that Patriots team up. You remember that Super Bowl? With that firepower that the Rams had last year versus that Patriots team, man, they would have won. I'm trying to tell you. Lamar hasn't proven he can win either. Go all right. At the end of the day, I mean, how long it took Brett Favre to prove that he could win? Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl. Come on, Lamar Jackson ain't never had a weapon he gonna have coming to Detroit. Name his running backs. Name his receivers. Name the receivers. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Hey, what happened to the kid from Country Day, bro? Jonas Gray. Remember him? He was balling with the Patriots. He was late to a meeting, and Bill Belichick cut him. We never heard of Jonas Gray again. You know what I'm saying? So what happened to him? That dude was balling, and he was late to a meeting. Belichick cut the shit out of him. Yeah, friends with the JUCO. Yeah, but he didn't play high school basketball though. Not too much. Yeah, I didn't know about. He was top 5 guard for sure. Yeah, today, man, he'd be perfect for today's game. No cap. He'd be perfect for today's game. Perfecto. Him, man, the 2 guards down there in Charlotte, David Wesley and Bobby Phillips. They'd have been perfect. Let's look at this playoff picture though. So Dwayne asked what needed to happen. So you look here. All right, teams that we need to be looking at. Seattle hold a tiebreaker over us. So right now, I think it's 4 division winners, 3 wild cards. Now it used to be 4 division winners, 2 wild cards, but they only gave 1 bye now, which was a great rule change. But the greatest rule change in modern sports in the last 22 years, in my opinion, was moving the extra point from the 2-yard line to the 30-yard line. It's the best shit ever, right? So you're looking at Seattle, who we lost to. They held a tiebreaker. Then you're looking at these 2 teams, the Giants, Commanders. The draw hurt because had one of them took that loss, we will be in. Let's say Commanders lost to the Giants twice. They'd be 7-7. We hold the tiebreaker over them. Not sure how I go with Seattle. So you virtually could win out and still not make it. Because you start off 1-6, but you're looking at New York, Giants, the Commanders, and Seattle, right? Seattle ahead of us, then the Giants and the Commanders ahead of us. So looking at what Seattle got coming up, they have the Chiefs, Jets, and Rams, right? So you will need them to lose one of them games and win out to be ahead of them. Jets still playing for the playoffs. The Rams, they playing tonight versus Green Bay. Which Green Bay still playing for the playoffs and the outside chance we do play them again. So we go on to Kansas City. I mean, we've seen funnier things happen. Kansas City struggled with Houston this year. Jets a good football team. They travel. They at home with the Jets, so they got 2 home games left, 1 road game. So we would need them to lose to the Chiefs to jump them. Then going back. Remember, we got to win out, and our schedule not easy as it look, in my opinion. But then you go say, well, we need Washington to lose twice. You need because of the draw. So we 7-7, they 7-6-1. So you need Washington to lose twice. You need Seattle to lose once. You hold the tiebreaker over Washington. But with the draw, got to have twice. So they play the 49ers, Cleveland, and Dallas. Now, Dallas ain't playing for nothing. Right? They ain't playing for nothing. They're not playing for nothing. So maybe at that point. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson starting to get his feet wet. So you need them to lose twice. Would they lose to the Dallas rest everybody? Could. So you need them to lose to the 49ers and Cleveland or Dallas. So that's the thing about it. Then you look at the Giants, and you say, well, and because you look, Now, Cowboys could be playing with Minnesota for the number 2 seed. So they are playing for something. So if they were to beat the Eagles this week, because Jalen Hurts sounded like he may not play, if he were to beat the Eagles this week, then they kind of still will be playing for something. Eagles need one win and clinch the number 1 overall seed, but they would also be competing against the Vikings for the number 2 overall seed, so they could still be playing for something. Go to the Giants. They close out. Minnesota playing for some. Colts, Eagles. So the Eagles could not be playing for absolutely nothing. So they was talking about how the Eagles, should they rest some of their guys. And then because they would have to buy one more win, and they would have to come back to January 21st. My thing about that is that's way too long to be resting your players and rust and all that, but it's the great debate, rest or rust. So you virtually would need Seattle to lose one more, right? And you would need the Giants and the Commanders, one of them to lose 2 more, which could be possible. Which could be possible. Well, it could be possible. So a lot gotta happen. But the NFC East could be looked at as one of the worst, divisions, and then they went to the best. But once you get all them draft picks in there and all of that, that don't surprise me. Once you get all them draft picks and all that in there, it's easy to go from worst to first. So, yeah, they kind of don't really surprise me with them. But, yeah, those scenarios got to happen. So, you need a Seattle loss. They held a tiebreaker over. So, you need a Seattle loss. You need a Seattle loss. You need 2 losses by the Commanders or Giants. So if Seattle lose a couple times, you lose one more. Seattle lose a couple times. Then you need the Giants Commanders to lose 3 times. So if they were to if they were to slide in there, more than likely they would slide in there as the last wild card, the third wild card. So you, as of right now, would be matched up against Minnesota. That's what we'd be matched up against. Minnesota. That's who we be matched up against, Minnesota. But like I said, the good thing about Dallas, I think they should be playing Giants to end the year. I think I said no, the Eagles. So they play the Commanders in the end of the year off Dallas. So Dallas could be fighting for the number 2 seed. Per se, the Eagles gonna take a rest and knock the rest off. If the Eagles fuck around and lose, Dallas will get home field in the NFC Championship game if they can make it that far. They have home field advantage. So yeah, they would have home field advantage. So Dallas still playing for something. So the last 3 weeks, I mean, if the Lions to make it with a loss, they need Giants, Commanders to lose 3. They need Seattle to lose 2 if they got a loss. So they don't control their own destiny. But when you start off 1-6, there's a reason why no 1-6 football team has ever made the playoffs. So there you have it. So there you have it. He said, I don't know about a top 5 guard. Don't know about that, but he a top 5 guard for sure. He'd be top 5 today for sure. He was playing in Parks. You're right. He didn't play organized basketball till JUCO. I think I read that. Lamar Hate is crazy. He ain't got a team built around him at 20. He only 25. Yeah, take away Lamar, they might be below. Man, but might be. Well, that backup quarterback ain't too bad neither, though. But I think might be. I don't think they would be. 49ers playing for the 2 seed because they won the West, not Dallas. Hold on. My bad. I'm tripping. I forgot all about them niggas down here. 10-4. Oh, yeah, you're right. So yeah. You're right. My bad. Dallas will be a wild card. That's fucked up, Dallas. Yeah, my bad. I forgot about that 49ers down here. So yeah, the 49ers is so Dallas can't be nothing but the highest wild card. Yep, you're right. Dallas can't be nothing but the highest wild card. So that's crazy. So yep, the 49ers playing for the 2 seed. I don't think nobody's scared to go to 49er land though. I'm just saying. That stadium don't like they fans like, I don't think they fans scare nobody. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't think they fans scare nobody. I ain't no shot at them though. At all. It ain't no shot at them. But I just don't think you scared to go play at Candlestick, whatever it's called, Levi Stadium now. But them California ain't ain't no real crazy California. The crazy thing about going up to the Northern California is like them you could die going to one of them games. They'd rather fight than cheer. Yeah, they bitter rivals up there, especially when it's a Raiders and 49er game. Especially when the Raiders still was there. Yeah. But that's about it. California don't have no real raucous crowds. It's kind of like Miami. They kind of like more uppity, bougie fans. So, but you're going to it's like going to like Green Bay, something like that or whatever. That's them crazy crowds. Going to I don't know, Seattle to 12, whatever, they're crazy crowds. J Cash, salute. What's up, boy? Michael Mike. Y'all go subscribe to Michael Mike. Salute to him in Chat Sports. See, y'all got a win over us. Helps y'all against the Washington Giants. We're going to destroy them. Y'all play the Giants too? Y'all still got them on the schedule? Yeah, I think he said that. I don't know about y'all destroying people. Y'all did come back from 33-0. Matt Ryan, trash. Oh yeah. Y'all already beat the. Y'all ain't play. Yeah, y'all already lost to Washington. Damn. Oh, y'all beat Washington. Y'all need to beat the Giants. But if we hung on to that last spot, y'all hung on to the second seed, we'll play y'all. This was a crazy fun year. Yeah, it was. Well, nothing else to talk about other than Michigan football. The Red Wings, they on the up and up too. But Pistons suck ass. Michigan State football suck ass. Michigan State basketball. I don't know. I just went to the Michigan basketball game the other day. Barely beat Liscombe. But Michigan State basketball usually like postseason games. So postseason team. So but yeah, I got any questions I asked him. Matt Ryan trash. And I was Jonathan Taylor when I was like, oh, they're gonna lose that game. Shit, they were 33-0. That's crazy. But it was surprised me. That's the youngest. That's the biggest comeback ever. Imagine that shit happened in the playoffs. Woo-hoo. Jesus Christ. Imagine if that happened in the playoffs. Man. Shit, they probably would have. Man, but I mean, shout out to Minnesota. That's one of the quietest 11-3 teams I ever seen. For real. And it was at the crib too. I bet people was walking out that boy. I bet they was walking out of that game. Make sure the thumbs up button. I bet they was walking out of that game. I bet you they was. I bet you they was. Shit. I'm going home. I bet you they was walking out that game. But I mean, it is what it is. I got any questions? Other questions I answer them. Man, I don't know, man. I paid my money for them fucking tickets. I probably would have sat there. Fuck that. But the people that did sit there, they witnessed something that's crazy. I'm like, bro, Jeff Saturday better not come back on TV saying criticize not another coach ever again. He better not criticize another coach ever again. Jeff Saturday got off TV, got a coaching job, and did exactly what he was criticizing other coaches for doing. I don't trust nobody on TV. After Mike Mayock went to the Raiders, it sounded like he knew exactly what he was talking about. That nigga went to the Raiders and was drafting bus after bus after bus, and I ain't talking about a Hall of Fame bus. Shit, is Khalil Farrell still in the damn league, bruh? I believe he drafted him. Mike Mayock went on, man. Just best believe Ty McShay and Mel Kiper go into a front office trash. I don't believe nobody nothing saying Jeff Saturday solidified that for me. I don't believe nobody got that go on TV into the coaching booth. Mike Tannenbaum sounded like he know exactly what he talking about. Man, he was trash as a Jets GM. Trash. They on TV making it sound so good, bro. Shit, Matt Millen was on TV, wasn't he? Think he was still doing TV not too long ago before he had his issues. Yeah, shit he got to say. They be making it sound so good on TV. Oh, I would do this. And John Gruden, another one. Sounds so good on TV. Trash as a head coach. Trash as a GM. You can't make this up, dude. They be making it sound so good. John Gruden ain't seen a quarterback. He ain't not liked. If that make any sense. I love Tim Tebow. I love RG3. He has a little TV show. Like, damn, nigga, do you not like no core? You like all of them? But it's what it is. It's what it is. But thanks for y'all for coming on. Check out the Lions 101 playlist. Don't forget to check out my main channel right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. Goodfella TV right here on YouTube. Hit my link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I will put this on the podcast tonight. It'll be up in the morning on Spotify, Anchor, around 6 or 7 in the morning. So appreciate y'all for watching, listening, whatever you want to call it. He said Jeff Saturday trash. The Buffalo in this game was crazy. Yeah, I didn't get to see the Buffalo game. He said you wouldn't trust Matt Millen. Shit. Did you sign the Dan Campbell apology form? I never said fire the man. Yeah, don't do that. I was one of the few people saying that Dan Campbell shouldn't be fired. So no, I don't need to apologize. Mako destroyed the Lakers' epic failure. Oh my goodness, that was. I don't even want to hear nothing about that, bro. I didn't know what happened. I seen the play, like I seen the highlights when he was like, I thought the Patriots scored, so I turned it, but then I seen it again on Sunday Night Football. And I see him throw it back to what's my man Chandler John. I said, what is they lost? Usually Raiders on the wrong side of that type of shit this year. So, but yeah, I ain't signed no Dan Campbell apology for him. I said they should keep him, but I appreciate y'all. Peace.